Hey everyone, this is Caroline. Thanks for joining me today. In the last video, we talked about the different types of beings. What type of being are you? What type of consciousness are you? And we started with the evolutionary type, meaning those that have to take on a material form, material shape in order to evolve their consciousness. So if you haven't done those, go back and listen to the previous video. But in this video, I'm going to talk about the next category, next type of consciousness that is galactic. This means that it's a type of consciousness that usually originates in this galaxy or another galaxy. It's a different type of consciousness mass. It's not so much in terms of bigger or better or what have you. It's more the mass. It means the information that it contains. It does something different. It's a different configuration. And so in this category, you're going to have, for example, the star beings. You're going to have the galactic light beings. You're going to have the celestial guardians. You're going to have the gravity controllers. You're going to have the power controllers. So I'm sure a lot of you haven't even heard of these types of beings, so I'm going to go through it very quickly. In order for you to start to kind of discern, the idea of this exercise is that if you recognize yourself as one of these types of consciousness, you're basically reawakening, you're remembering who you are, like what your energy really does and what it's supposed to be doing in this physical form while you're here on Earth. So that's why this is so important. Plus, the experience is amazing. When you finally get to feel your original self is incredible. So, of course, this is a 10-minute video, so I'm going through each one very quickly. If you want to go in depth, go to the course that's on my website, carolinecory.com, Mastering the Human Mind. And then you can go even deeper into every one. But for now, let's begin to talk about, for example, the star beings are all made. They don't usually, sometimes they incarnate, they can incarnate, but that's not how they evolve their consciousness. They are mostly made of light, and they could, like I said, take on a shape if they need to, but sometimes they're just like pure light. Their energy is laser-like. It's like so precise, like a star, it shoots that vibration, that power. And so, for example, star beings, and they're very, I don't know, they feel young for me. They feel very vibrant. And so if you were, for example, a star being incarnated in human form, you're going to, for example, do work or feel attracted to things that are very laser-like precise. If you were a healer, you would be so incredibly precise. If you were a painter or something. So it's that precision of mathematics. I don't know how to describe it. Again, all of these things you're supposed to experience, to feel. It's not something logical that you learn in books. So I'm just trying to describe as best I can to, that energy so that you can recognize it as yours or not. And so, or in someone else that you know. And so that's the star beings. There's plenty of those incarnated on planet Earth right now, actually. And they are helping usually in the area of technology and healing. I see them a lot in healing. Then, for example, a surgeon. A surgeon better be precise if you're a surgeon. Also, another type is the celestial guardians. The celestial guardians do not incarnate. They could be working with you as you are incarnated. They're amazing. They are so massive, and they work with the chemistry and of the fabric of space-time itself. I don't know how to describe it. It's more the tapestry, the fabric of space that needs nourishment and balancing and things like that. On a planetary level, they work with the plant life, because plants are nourishing, they're feeding the planet itself. So it's that type of energy. Like I said, if you are working with that type of consciousness, you may be very attracted to nature, working with nature, obviously, balancing nature, creating things with the earth and things like that. So, so that's one type. Another type is, a lot of people don't know about this, the power controllers. The power controllers, I love the power controllers. These are not even humanoid at all. They don't take on any physical shape whatsoever. They actually look like rods. They look like electric rods, like a long toothpick sort of thing. And what they do, they literally just work with the magnetic field, with the electricity, the moving of electricity and electromagnetism from one point to another. For example, on a planetary scale, on a big scale, they move electrical currents in a certain way. But on a human level, for example, the power controllers that are on planet Earth, they're not incarnated, they're on the other side. For example, when you think, you emit a frequency, you emit kind of an electrical charge, right? That electrical charge can be measured, actually. Well, if I'm thinking, oh, I want to attract a cute guy, or I want to attract, this house or this money or something, I am emitting a frequency in this electrical charge. And so these power controllers are basically moving all these electrical currents everywhere. And so if your electrical charge has a certain power, a certain momentum, they're going to match. That's the law of attraction. It's not a law that exists on its own, but there are also beings that make that happen. And so that's why when we talk about vibrational match, what actually these beings are literally plugging these electrical currents together. And that's why, you have telepathic transfer, you have telepathic communication, and you have an idea all of a sudden out of nowhere. Well, it's because the power controllers move these energies and match the ones that are supposed to match. So super cool, super fun stuff. They also work with the elementals in a certain way. So again, I'm summarizing here, but super fun. The gravity controllers, these are also fascinating being. They're usually very powerful. It's like a power plant. They're holding all the magnetism in place, if you will. They're grounding the magnetism and the gravitational pull from the center of the planet, matching it with the center of the galaxy and the center of the universe. So it's almost like they're maintaining the gravitational balance between things. And so their energy is usually very dense, but very solid, and very, very grounding and very grounded. And so if you come across them, these guys could incarnate. Normally they don't, but sometimes they do. Again, we're on a strange time on planet Earth right now. A lot of beings who are not supposed to incarnate are incarnated, but so there's a couple of those on planet Earth right now. Or you may be working with one. So these beings, like I said, if you came across them, you would all of a sudden feel very centered and grounded, but they are working on a planetary level, like they're holding pretty much all the planets together. So for this video, I'm going to stop right here. It's enough kind of an overview of some of the types of beings that are very common in this galaxy and other galaxies, and because they work on a galactic level. And so the idea, we did that exercise in the previous video, go back to that one. If not, visualize that you're in a bubble, and then in front of you you create another bubble. And so in that bubble you put a different type of being. So for example, you put a star being first. And so then as you focus on your bubble, your sphere, you merge the two together, you kind of connect them together, you create a bridge so that your bubble and that or their bubble become one, basically connected. And you begin to feel that energetic exchange. Just feel in your heart, what does this being feel like? What am I feeling? Do I sense a texture, a size? What's the size? What's the mass of this consciousness? What is it really doing? What is it doing with the planet? What is it doing with humanity? What is it doing with me? You see, like you start to feel certain things, and trust me, when you start this exercise, it's going to happen on its own. And the idea is when you recognize yourself, well, if it's you, your whole cell, your whole cellular memory is going to like feel amazing, like, wow, this is who I am. And you're going to understand so much about you. You're going to understand your energy, your original DNA. It's so spectacular, I'm telling you. So it's a fun exercise that will really, really push you along, put you on a much higher path, because things will start to kind of make sense. You'll start to realize why you like certain things, why certain things are not aligned for you. And you start to adjust and align your human experience with that original type of being that you are, you see. All right, enjoy. Try all these types of beings we covered today. And let's see you next time. Don't forget to leave your comments and questions below so that I can answer them. Thanks so much for joining, and see you next time.